Hi everyone. So, Mental Health Monday. Today we're going to talk a little about stress and exercise, in particular the hormone cortisol. So, when we're stressed, it could be from like a job or lifestyle, kids, it could be like a car accident or like things that are life threatening. A lot of different ways that cortisol can spike in the body. And one of those ways is also through exercise, specifically like running or like high intensity interval training, um, CrossFit, things like that can also really, really raise your cortisol levels. Luckily, as long as your body and hormones are functioning the way that they're supposed to, after about 15 minutes, it will go back to normal. However, if you're finding that after you exercise, you feel drained, um, you may, or that it's just like you're just tired, like not even drained, but you're like, "Ugh, I don't want to be here," and then you do it, and you're like, "Ugh, I still don't want to be here," because that could be it could be a motivation thing, but also could just be that right now you're experiencing just dysregulation of your hormones and your adrenal glands and your cortisol levels. Um, so kind of how to help combat that. So there's some symptoms of cortisol and then HPA axis dysregulation. Some people call it adrenal fatigue. Your adrenals can't actually get fatigued. It's just a dysfunction of them and they're not producing hormones the way that they should be. But some symptoms of this are foggy thinking, low stress tolerance, low libido, symptoms of low blood sugar, even with a good diet, poor immune system function, feeling as though you get injured easily or you don't heal well. That also includes bruising, low back pain, headaches after exercise, craving salt, feeling stressed out often, weight gain, especially around your midsection. Sitting still feels hard. You have a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep. You have a second wind of energy in the evening, feeling kind of like tired and wired at the same time. You're feeling energy depletion. You are reliant on stimulants like coffee or energy drinks, or you require a lot of sleep. Like you're sleeping 10 hours a night and then you're also taking naps during the day. You're still tired after a full night's sleep. You have low exercise endurance tolerance and you're getting dizzy spells. So that's kind of what that like high cortisol, like chronically stressed out, again, any dysregulation of those adrenal glands, kind of how that works. So if you look at these symptoms, they're kind of ones that we would tend to ignore and kind of push off as like, oh, I just can't sleep. Let me take some melatonin, or I need anti-anxiety medication or antidepressants or painkillers or things like that. But really, the root of the issue is more than likely adrenal fatigue, again, or that adrenal dysfunction. Um, and it can be caused by any type of stress in the body. Again, high cortisol is really just a killer for everything, um, ever. I used to be in a chronic fight or flight response for about 7 years. I am still coming down from that. I am exhausted every single day of my life, and have chronic fatigue every single day. I can sleep 10 hours and I'm absolutely exhausted when I wake up. Um, and that's just my body telling me, like, I need to rest. I need to do low impact things because I can't handle anything else right now. It's going to cause a blow up of inflammation, which again, we don't want either. So the main causes of stress in the body, you have dietary stress. So eating a poor diet, eating a diet that is low in calorie or too low for your body and for your metabolism, not going to give you what you need for the chemical cellular processes in your body. You also could be eating foods that you're sensitive to without knowing it, and causing a stressful situation in your gut, which is going to lead to inflammation, which is going to stress out your body. Again, stress and inflammation go hand in hand. Then again, you have inflammatory stress. So maybe there's a gut pathogen, a virus, chronic low-grade infection that your body is trying to fight off. And then we have emotional stress, which can present physical symptoms in your body. It's going to be your lifestyle. You're overworked, you're under-rested, you're overwhelmed, under-resourced. Sometimes over-exercising can also be a part of that. If you're under stress, emotional, dietary, or otherwise, you're already in a catabolic state. So you don't want to be doing a lot of catabolic activity that's going to burn up your glucose. It's going to lead you to a blood sugar drop. It's going to lead to low blood pressure. That's going to lead to you fainting. Nobody wants that. We don't want the body breaking down tissue more. So when you are experiencing that high cortisol level, exercise can lower high cortisol levels, but it cannot be done to excess. So, like, there's a reason why the recommendation for high intensity interval training for CrossFit is only 20 minutes twice a week. There's a reason for that. It's because it does really stress out our body. And we want to not do that. So, we need to um, help to offset that. So, again, the high cortisol. Exercise might feel like it can calm you down, but again, if you push yourself too hard, you gotta watch out for that. Not a great time to train for a marathon or to start CrossFit if you're experiencing high cortisol levels. You want to focus on rest and repair as well as exercise. So you want more of that moderate exercise, the low intensity exercise that's about 70 to 70% of your max aerobic heart rate. You would take 220 minus your age, whatever that number is, times 0.7, and then times 0.75 to find that heart rate range. And only for 45 to 50 minutes. That's it. You don't need too much, because if it's too much, it can be counterproductive. So you have to find that kind of happy medium. So some exercise recommendations for low cortisol and adrenal fatigue. So again, that is making sure that we're not in excess, bringing that cortisol level up, is going to be yoga, Pilates, stretching, Tai Chi, breathing exercises, exercises that keep your heart rate low, like walking outdoors, rest-based training, strength training that doesn't elevate your heart rate. So maybe you're doing like your 5x5. So you're doing a set of 5, you're taking an immense amount of rest because you'd be lifting heavy. So say I'm doing bicep curls, I'm going to do like maybe 20 so I can curl 5 times. I'm going to have to rest for like 3 minutes before I'm able to do that again. And just doing it that way can also help prevent that cortisol spike. Making sure that you're not doing high intensity interval training and keeping your cardio to 20 minutes a day or less. Again, we don't want to over exercise when we're in a high stressed out body. And you really need to make sure that you're checking in with yourself and how you're feeling. Because if you are feeling meh, like, you really have to take it by day. The way that I do it with all of my medical things going on, I'm like, okay, today, for example, it's going to be beautiful and sunny, and I really, really want to go outside and just go for a walk. It takes me about 30 minutes to walk the Albany Skywalk. So I'll go outside and do that, and then that's it. That will be my exercise for the day, just so I can go out and get some sun. On the basis of that, it's not something that bumps my heart rate. My heart rate doesn't get above 110. It's very low impact things. It's not going to hurt my body. It's not going to cause any inflammation or stress. Swimming is another one you can do. Eventually, very slow jogging can be something that you can do. A couple of signs of over exercising as well is going to be exhaustion. You need a nap on the days that you work out. With your sleep, you're either not sleeping well or you're requiring more sleep. You got a lot of low back pain or like side aches, more aches and pains than usual, frequent injuries, or you're not recovering well. Like, there's more soreness than usual. And you have to remember that rest and recover is a huge part of muscle building. And we need that. Otherwise, again, we're putting our bodies under a different type of chronic stress. So that's just a little bit on cortisol and adrenal fatigue or adrenal dysfunction and exercise. If you have any questions, drop a comment below.